Hi, welcome back. Now, if you're happening on this channel for the first time, thank you for stopping by. Today, what we want to look at is the process of creating folders and naming them. And why would you want to create folders? Anyway, I think that's the fundamental question that I need to answer first. Why would anyone want to create folders? If you are familiar with using computers, then the answer is obvious, right? But for for those of us who are not tech savvy and does not have much when it comes to much experience, I should say, or knowledge when it comes to using a computer, the idea of creating folders may seem foreign. Today, I want to show you how to create folders and name them. A couple of reasons why you would want to do that is to kind of organize your digital life in a very structured way. So think of a filing cabinet back in the day when filing cabinets were very popular. I mean, they're still around, but not as prevalent as they used to be, before the advent of computers. But think of a filing cabinet. If you're as old as I am, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Filing cabinet have drawers, right? And in that cabinet you would have all these folders with folders. We're talking about paper folders now with files inside of them. And files, when I say files, we're really talking about documents. All right? So it's the same concept, except this is more or less in a digital form, right? You're creating folders to organize your files into, right? So that you can find things, more efficiently and more quickly, and things are much more laid out in a very logical way, and so that's part of the main reason why you'd want to create folders, so that things are easier to find. The folders back in the day, folders would be done in alphabetical order, so in the digital age here, we have to find ways to kind of create a structure that is that makes sense to us, right? You have to create a structure that makes sense to you, right? And one of those structures, in terms of managing your data, is to create folders to keep your stuff in. Now, if you look at my desktop here, my desktop screen, you can see that I have quite a few folders. I'm just going to drag some onto the screen so you can see them. And all of these folders have stuff inside of them. It may be stuff that I'm archiving, stuff that I just want to organize in a way that I can find them when I'm ready. So on my screen here, you will see that I have a couple of folders. This one is called headshots. So in this folder I have I titled it headshots. These were some headshots that I did maybe around 2022, 2023, most likely 2022. Just pictures of me, and I'm going to open it so you can have a look. Right, so I have maybe about 2 dozen or less headshots of me in that folder. Now I'm going to close the folder. To close the folder, all you have to do is to go up here in the top right hand corner where you see the X, and you just click on it. Right, folder is closed. Yeah, and of course there are other folders here with different stuff. Most of them are just filled with photos and stuff, right? So yeah, so, and you will notice that all the folders they are named, right? They're all named. All right. So the objective of this little tutorial is how to create how to make one of these folders and name them. Now I'm using a Windows desktop computer. My laptop here is also a Windows laptop. My desktop is running Windows 10 and my laptop is running Windows 11. So for the purpose of this conversation, I'm going to be working on my desktop screen. All right, so here we go. In order to create a folder, or the way that I have created a folder back in the day, from way back when, the way I have learned it, because many of these stuff it's a matter of teaching myself. I taught myself to use a computer. I'm not the best at it, but I have developed the skills to be able to help myself over the years. All right, so to create a folder, what you're going to do, you're going to right click on your mouse, right? I'm going to hold up this, I'm going to hold it up, this mouse to the camera. You know what? I'm going to hold it over here. Okay? So, right, so this is the left part of the mouse, and this is the right part of the mouse that you would click, right? So if I should say you need to left click, you're going to be clicking on this side, right? And if I should say you're going to right click, you're going to click on this side, on the right side of the mouse, right? Because the mouse is divided into two parts. In order to create a mouse, not a mouse, in order to create a folder, you would place your cursor in an open spot, an empty spot on your desktop screen. All right. Say for example you want to create a folder over here, or in the center. Place your cursor there. Right. Right click on the mouse. Now when you right click, you will get a little window pop up with all kind of different options. Right. Now you're going to scroll down to the word new, and when your mouse is hovering over new, another little window is going to pop up, or should have popped up, and within that window, one of the first items you're going to see is folder. Right. The next one on the list is a shortcut, right? And of course there are other options. But for the sake of this little tutorial, we're going to create a folder. So we're going to click folder. All right. I'm going to do that one more time. You're going to right click on the mouse. A window is going to pop up. You're going to scroll down to the word new, and you're going to move the mouse over to folder. There's a word folder with a yellow folder beside it. All right, and you're going to click on that. Boom. Right. And you will notice that a folder popped up in the middle of my screen. Right. If you look at it carefully, you will notice that it's empty. There's nothing. When you look at these, you can see that they have something in them. They have some files in them, right? But the one that I just created has nothing in it. Now to name this folder, all you have to do is start typing, right? Because by default, when you create a new folder, Windows give you the option of naming it immediately, right? So you'll notice that the words are in blue, and there's a little, I think there's a little cursor. Yeah. So basically, I can go ahead and type in what I want to call this folder. I'm going to call it July 7, 2026. So caps lock, July 7th, 2020. Space 2026. Well, I know it's not 2026 yet, but yeah, and you can just click anywhere away from it on the empty screen, and now your folder is created, right? So that is how you create a folder on your say on your desktop screen. Now you can also create folders in different parts, in different areas of the computer. For example, if I go into, say, my documents folder, right? My documents folder. And I'm going to go to my documents folder, right? This is my documents folder. This is where in this folder you'll keep all your important documents, right? And it's always a good idea to have backups of any important files or documents that you have on your computer. Okay, so therefore, to create another folder within your documents folder, you can, the way I know it is basically the same process. You right click, go down to new, over to folder, and then you just click on folder, right? And here it is down here, right? And you can name it, and I'm going to call this one the demo folder. Okay, so there it is. I just click away from it, and there it is, the demo folder. All right, let me just expand this window a little bit. All right, and if I double click on this folder, there'll be nothing inside of it, because nothing was saved in it yet, so it's an empty folder. All right, yeah, so that's basically how you would create a folder, right? And like I said, some of the main purposes of creating folders is basically to have your files, to name them, and have a structure where you can find your files when you need them. All right, so I hope you found this little tutorial helpful. For those of us who are not tech savvy and are new to computers, I hope this was able to to help you somewhat and to give you an idea about something. And if you know of a better way, if you're watching this and you know of a better way to create a folder, let me know. If there's a faster way or more efficient way, or if I left out something related to folders that I should have mentioned, hit me up in the comments and let me know. This is a learning. I'm trying to build a community here where we're able to learn from each other, because while I may have a little bit more knowledge than someone else, there's someone who has much more knowledge than I have, and so we can always learn from each other and and share our ideas. All right, so thank you for watching, and if this video was helpful, give me a thumbs up, and if you like where I'm going with this channel and you want to to see more videos, then don't forget to subscribe. All right, thank you so much for stopping by, and have a good day. Bye bye.